Well, I've been contemplating something for a while, ever since I took those false spars off of there. Now, those false spars are held on to the false spar braces in the tail end of the ribs with 1/4 inch long number 4 PK screws. Most of those, the holes were enlarged to the point where the screws were loose in there. Now, some of them, the screws were held in, but they wouldn't come out. They wouldn't thread out or anything. I had to get in behind them and push them out from the back as I was unthreading them to get them to come out. So I've been contemplating different ways of fixing that. The first idea that I had was to do, now I joked about this a little bit, about this aluminum on here not being much thicker than a pop can or a beer can, but it's quite a bit thicker. I was just joking about that. I got to thinking about it, and I thought maybe if I took some of this aluminum off of a pop can, I could, what did I do? I guess I threw that all away because it didn't work, but I thought I could fold it over, maybe over those edges, and put the screw in there, and then let the screw go in the pop can, and that would be enough to tighten the screw up. Well, I tried it here, and that didn't work at all. Now, this pop can, I just measured it. Let's measure it again here. And I got 4 thousandths of an inch. And this aluminum is 16 thousandths here. And I think the stuff on the ribs, I just measured it, I think it was 23 thousandths or 25 thousandths, something like that. It's hard to tell with the paint on it and stuff. And so anyway, the idea I had with the pop can just wasn't feasible. So the other idea that I've come up with is maybe putting a little doubler strip on the back of those strips, on the back of those flanges, on the back of the ribs and the braces. So I've got some of these little teeny flathead rivets, and this is a number 3 rivet. It's a real long one for going through multiple layers of skin or thick skin. But anyway, you can see the difference between it and these little teeny rivets I got. And I probably got those at Boeing Surplus. They're probably floor sweepings or something. There's a whole bunch of them in a bin here. And I had different sizes. I had some number 4s or number 5s mixed in with those. These are flat. That's a flathead rivet too, short one. Anyway, they were all mixed in together. And there are different lengths of them, and I haven't measured the length of them to see what they are, but anyway, I thought maybe I could use these and rivet on a doubler onto those brackets so the screws could go in through the old holes, and then would make a new hole that was tighter that would hold the screws in. So I tried that out here with the pop can, put a rivets through those, a piece of 16 thousandths and into the pop can, and I tried it, and like I said, it didn't work very well at all. And so I doubled over a piece of 16 thousandths and tried it in that, and that works okay. That works pretty good. But some of these rivets were too long and just nailed over, so there's different lengths of rivets, so and they're all mixed in together. Like I said, they must have been floor sweepings or something, but they were all mixed in together. So I've just sat down here and gone through a bunch of these, and I've got enough of the shorter ones picked out of there to use, and that's what it's going to take. These work real good. So these are 16th rivets. They must be a number 2 rivet, where the ones I've been using are number 3s. I measured them with digital calipers, and they measure out to .064 to 0.66, something like that. But when I put it on the inch fractional side, it comes out as 16th inch, and that makes sense. So I tried out different hole sizes there to see which one would work, and I think the one that I got to work where the hole was the right size is a 51, a numbered drill bit of a number 51. Well, then of course those are flathead rivets, and I want them to be flush with the surface of the piece that is going to be going onto. And I don't have any tools to work on 16th inch rivets. Everything, the smallest stuff I've got for clecos and for rivet sets. Now I've got some rivet sets here for pressing in countersinks, which I thought I could use on those, but the smallest one I got is for a number 3 rivet. I don't have anything for 16th. Well, I got to checking, and I can use a number 30 drill bit, an 1/8 inch drill bit, and countersink the holes then so that the rivets come out flush. And of course my rivet squeezer doesn't care, for flathead rivets, doesn't care what size the rivets are. They're just flat plates. You put one on each side, one to set the bucktail and one to set the head, and so that works just fine. But again, I don't have any clecos to hold those on there, but I got to checking, and I can use these side clamp clecos for that. So I just tried one of them. Let's set up over there and see what I did here. So this is what the face of this rib, this end of this back end of this rib looks like after I've done it. I've got the holes here that I kind of peened all the rough edges and stuff down on those to smooth them out, and that may have been enough, but I think putting the screw back through there is just going to push everything back out the way it was. Oh, here's the other hole here, and here's a head of a rivet, here's a head of a rivet, and then another rivet up here. And this is what the backside looks like. This is the little strip I put in there. I just run it just past, up far enough above the existing hole to get a rivet in there, and just down below the existing hole to get a rivet in there, and then one in the middle to hold that tight. So when I'll drill those holes, I'll go ahead and get a drill bit that's smaller than, I think they recommend, a .93 or .093 drill bit to pre-drill the holes for these, but I'm going to drill it smaller than that, and then we'll put the screws in there. And we should be able to use the original holes and every hole locations. I was thinking about changing hole locations and whatnot on those, but we should be able to use the original hole locations like that. Well, anyway, it's just a flat piece. I measured it out, and it's 5/16 wide. And then, like I said, I can hold it in there with these little side clamps. So I think I'm going to go ahead and work my way on down the wing doing that. It should hold these steady, although they were on there pretty steady. They had more trouble getting them off, but the screws were all rusty and everything, and putting new screws in there and stuff and redo them again in the same old holes is just going to open them up even more than they were. Well, this is the little strip, a little strip, and this is 16 thousandths aluminum, and this is how wide it is, which just fits in there. See, it says 5/16. Alright, now we got a plan. Now we got a plan, Stan. Short, fat fingers are not exactly the best ones for putting in these short 16th rivets. I'm putting 3 rivets in each one of these. I'm running the doubler, the backer piece, up above the top hole and down below the bottom hole. And I'm putting a rivet in above the top hole, below the bottom hole, and in the middle. Pilot it out with a number 51 drill bit, and then just take a number 30 drill bit to make kind of a countersink. It's not perfect, but that's what we got. Try to feed a rivet into that hole. There we go. All right, I'll have to come back after I get all these done with a drill bit to pilot out the holes for the screws. Go. Getting a lot of weight on here for these little braces. Oh, come on now. Should have had my son help me turn this wing over. Would have been easier to do this if these things were facing up. Heck. All right, it's in there. Oh, come on now. Drop one of those and you never find them until you sweep up. Let's see here. Alrighty, there's another one done. Like to make sure that I get the heads of those countersunk far enough down that they don't protrude above the surface of this and rub in and abrade into the false spars when I get them bolted on there. So anyway, I got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 more to do on this end, and I still have all the ones to do on the outboard false spar. What is there? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 of them there. Well, I've got 3 more of these little braces to do. They're the hardest one because they're floppy, but they're doable. So anyway, I'll keep working on this. Get these done. I should have them done here in a few minutes. And then we can start working on maybe putting those false spars on. I got all those rib ends and the braces for that inboard aileron false spar doubled up there on the curved part of it. Make new holes for the screws. There's nothing much I can do on the cap strips there where the top and the bottom of the ribs are, where the holes go in. Those are going to be on their own. Maybe I'll make new screw holes in them, drill new holes in them or something, but I can't add a doubler to those. Anyway, I got down to the inboard rib attach point for that inboard aileron fault spar and was going to start down the ribs for the flap fault spars. But I got to noticing that those holes were pretty uniform. They weren't all mushroomed out like the other ones were, and they're a bigger hole. So I come over and started researching and went through the plans. Those attach with number 6 machine screws instead of with sheet metal screws. So I don't need to do any of those ribs over there. Well, anyway, I'm going to come back down here and put the doublers on these rib ends here, these attach points for this outboard aileron fault spar. Nope, not going to be able to do that. Aileron, outboard aileron rib. Can't get the drill in there. I guess I don't think I have a drill bit that small for my angle drill. Let me see if I got a drill that small for my angle drill. I don't have a bit that small for my angle drill. What I could do is go ahead and use one of those 3 30-second rivets. Let's see what happens. Well, I can't even get in there with my 330 with my little angle drill. Okay, well that one will have to just be the way it is, I guess. Like a urine sample there, but it's just cleaning that brush out from the dried up tralcatone. All right, let's see what I can do about putting a couple of screws in these things. You don't want them in there because that other ball spar overlaps that. Okay, that one's in there. That one's good. Now I don't know whether or not there's something else that goes on this end. I'll put a couple screws in it anyway, just to hold everything in place. And the screws are holding pretty good, actually. Okay. I might go get my reaper to roll around and do these bottom ones. I guess I could wait till I turn it bottom up. Oh crap. Okay. Alright, so this bottom screw here in this rib is spinning. Well, I'm either going to put another hole in it in a different spot. Yeah, that's probably what I'll do. Another hole in it in a different spot. Alright, I better quit for lunch. Alright, I got the screws in these ribs right here on the top, and they went in pretty good. I finally got one in from the bottom on this rib right next to this aileron hinge. Had to manipulate that a little bit to get it in. This one here on this next rib inboard, I got the screw in that, but it's loose. It didn't tighten up. So I got a number 46 drill bit, which is, says 83 thousandths to drill those two. That makes it 81 thousandths. So that'll work, I guess. Well, anyway, I'm going to go down underneath here and drill a new hole up into this cap strip, this lower cap strip here. I can't do it from the top. I don't have the right size bits for my angle drill attachment. Oh, another little rivet I found. Now I got a screw down here someplace. Oh, there it is over there. Okay, so I'm gonna drill a hole right through here, through that cap strip, and it's got to be off to the side, away from that web. There we go. All right, now I got, well, doesn't do me any good to get this screw because I didn't bring a screwdriver down here with me. So I gotta go get a screwdriver now. Should sweep the floor too. I'm laying in aluminum shavings here. Okay. Okay, that went in there tight. So that's better. I like that better. Now I've got this aileron hinge here. The one rivet on one wing of the bracket for that goes through this rib right here. I lined that hole up and I drilled it out with a number 30 drill bit through that doubler that I put in there. Well, now I need to find a number 4 rivet the right size to fit in there. And probably this is the size that I was using before, but I might want a little longer one there because that goes through a lot more stuff than just the skins. Let's see if I can get that in there. Oh yeah, definitely. I got to have a longer rivet than that. That one's just right. Okay, now I got to turn the air compressor on. Oh, perfect. Okay. Well, this piece goes right in here too. I'm gonna have to put lights on these screws so I can find them when I drop them. Strings on them maybe, so I don't have to bend over and pick them up. Okay, the ribs are easy to locate because I've got screws in them top and bottom. But these braces here, they're a little more difficult to figure out where they go to line them up with the existing holes in there. So I might as well do this aileron bracket rib first. What did I do with the screwdriver? I got it. Oh, there it is, right there where I put it. Yeah, that goes in there good. This bottom one over here where this little flange went on there too, that one, the screw didn't tighten up. I may just cut a little tab and stick it on there kind of like a nut. That screw went in there good. All right, I'm going to do this other rib now. Yeah, I could feel that one just went through that first hole in that rib by itself. It didn't start tightening down until it got into that doubler, so I'm happy with that. I'm going to have to get the air compressor out and make sure and get all these shavings blown out of here before I cover it. I don't want to have shavings and crap in there like it did when I got the airplane falling down into the wing like they did before. Okay. All right, the 2 ribs are tied in. Let's get this brace right here. Oh yeah, same thing with that one. That one in there loose until it got into the meat of that doubler on there. That now it's tight. I'm not unhappy at all that I put those doublers in there. That's for sure. Oh yeah, those made a big difference. That is good. Okay, I like that. I'm happy with that. So like I said, I couldn't drill out a piece to fit in this root of this rib right here. So I'm going to go ahead, take a little piece of this aluminum that was left over, drill a hole in it, and unscrew that one screw, put this tab on there, and screw it back in, kind of act like a little nut. The top one went in tight, but this bottom one didn't go in tight at all. Yeah, it's just spinning in there. I have to push it out with my finger to get it out far enough to this thing started on there. All right, that's much better. That tightened up. That tightened up. Okay. Yeah, that is good. I'm happy with that. That's good. I'm happy with that. Oh yeah, that's much better. Okay. I don't see any reason why I can't go ahead and put that next false spar on there.